Why, hello there. It's your commissioner. Let's all raise a glass to a squashed rebellion. All right, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the Week 9 recap and the Week 10 preview. And the Laundry Sammys and Blowies Cat with her first win as she crushes Brad by 50 points. Led by Derrick Henry, Devin Singletary, and Tyreek Hill, who is back from beating kids. I mean, whatever allegedly happened. Brad, bad luck with Thielen getting hurt early again. Some guys not performing for him. He left Peterson and Henry on his bench, who could have helped. But ultimately, Cat with her first win out of the cellar. Well, still in the cellar, but she's got to win. That brings us to another close matchup. The established P-Corners, Nick, and Dick Bitchin's Punchergate, Bobby. Bobby wins this one by less than 7 points. And it really came down to the Monday night game in which Nick had Zeke and Ingram versus Bobby with Gallup and Cooper. Unfortunately for Nick, both Gallup and Cooper caught touchdowns. But before that, Lamar Jackson, 28. Kenyon Drake, $18 and back from the dead. Big game for him. Nick got big games from Stafford. We'll see if that bet pays off for him. And Montgomery from the Bears. Bobby could have also played. Well, he refuses to play Williams from Kansas City. Dude, Bobby, he's the guy. Put him in. Shady McCoy's old and fumbles. Anyways, we've got Jake in the implications losing a squeaker by a gray Jake ball hair to Andy in the Filthy Finger Sweeps. 126.8 to 127.8. Jake let down by Philip Rivers. I had him, Jake. I dropped him. Don't know what to tell you. McCaffrey, his entire team, 37.6 points. Andy, big game from Tyler Lockett from the Seahawks. And Emmanuel Sanders with his new team. Dak on Monday helped seal it for him. Jake looking at his could have played Witten over Hawkins. I mean, could have done a lot of different things. It's hard when it's down to 1 point. But at 126 points, usually you're going to be competitive. Then we've got Sam, and I got that Andy money. Another loss against Ben and the Mercy Flush. Another loss by slim margins, about 6 points difference here. Despite not an Aaron Jones 30, almost 40 burger, but a Russell Wilson 39-point performance. Mike Evans doing Mike Evans things, and the rest of our team no one gives a shit about. Murray, Bell, and Jacobs putting up big numbers for Ben at the top there, and then got a sneaky good game from Jamison Crowder. Put Ben on the right side of the winning percentage. Then we've got the Brolo Bowl. Not quite as good as the Bromance Bowl. Aaron keeping it close with me, the McAssholes, despite Jacoby Brissett getting hurt and some lackluster play from other places. I managed to pull it through thanks to the New England night game with James White and Mo Sanu. Big 24-point game from him, 23-point game from Galladay. Aaron struggling with Diggs not getting much play, and Schuster and pretty much the entire Steelers offense being abysmal. That brings us to Cooper Kupp Chubb, our leader, but proves himself mortal. With the Rams on bye, Rams heavy team, he loses by 25, almost 30 to Adam and the Creaking Heaters. Adam's team led by Ertz and DeAndre Hopkins. Josh playing without Michael Thomas, Cooper Kupp, Zerline, and the Rams D. He still refuses to put Miles Sanders in the game. Free Miles Sanders, Josh. And that brings us to our standings after last week. We almost had two more teams at 5-4, which would have been ridiculous. We would have had 5 teams at 5-4. What we do have is we have Cooper Kupp Chubb at the top at 7-2, tied for second, 3-team tie between the established P-Corners, Nick, Filthy Finger Sweeps, and I got that Andy money, the Shoemakes, and Hunter trailing by 1 win to Josh. Then we've got a whole slew of mess here. Tied at 5th at 5-4. Brad and the Quan, Bobby and the Dick Mixons, and Ben with the Mercy Flush. Tied at 8th, it is myself and Jake at 4-5. Adam all alone at 3-6. AA Ron all alone at 2-7. And Kat all alone at 1-8. Things getting very, very interesting here with just 4 weeks left in the regular season. Which brings us to this week's matchups. So, let us take a quick look there. First, we will go to the Dick Mixon's Puntergate Bobby against Sam, and I got that Danny Money, a matchup of teams with winning records. Bobby's still riding Lamar Jackson's got Joe Mixon back for this week. Somehow he still didn't give him any points when he was on bye. It's a miracle. Has put in Williams from Kansas City. He's got Cooper, Kelsey. So let's see who's got on his bench here. Fournette's on bye. Not riding the hot hand of Kenyon Drake. Which is funny because Sam has, she's got David Johnson. So battle of the Arizona Cardinals in this matchup. She's going to go with Winston this week as Russell Wilson's playing the Niners D. Aaron Jones, Mike Evans. She's going to have the benefit of Jalen Samuels if he plays and is healthy for the Steelers. Right now, another close projection. 1.6 points difference here in our first matchup of the week. Then we go to Andy in the Filthy Finger Sweeps against AA Ron, 2 Girls, 1 Cup. He is hoping that Mahomes is back this week to go along with Gurley, Diggs, and Marvin Jones Jr. He's got a random Minnesota tight end in. Kyle Rudolph must be hurt or out or something. Smith-Schuster on the bench for him, Breed on the bench, and Jordan Howard on bye. Andy, Dak, Kamara back, Mark Ingram, Lockett, Sanders, and Freeman in his flex. So he's got Edelman on bye, and all the Patriots are on bye. Andy, clearly the projected winner after reading that lineup by about 14 points right now. That brings us to the Mercy Flush, Ben against the McAssholes, Jack. Not quite as close as I am the walking wounded. I've got Connor hurt, Green hurt, and then the Patriots on bye. So I am left with Matty Ice if he's healthy, Ronald Jones to complement Devontae Adams, Galladay, and Kittle, assuming 2 of those are healthy. Ben rolling with Murray, Le'Veon Bell, Josh Jacobs. He's got Robert Woods. Kept Jamison Crowder in after his good performance last week. Rolling with Sammy Watkins in the flex. So we'll see how that goes for him. Missing, obviously, Alshon Jeffrey and Sony Michel as they were on bye. The Ambassador Quan Brad at 5-4 against the Creek and Heaters Adam at 3-6. Brad rolling with Breeze in his comeback tour from injury. Barkley, Coleman. He's got Keenan Allen and Hunter Henry playing tonight. Marlon Mack in the flex. Adams still rolling with AA Ron. He's got Shady McCoy and Frank Gore. God, it's like the Bills all over again. He's got DK Metcalf. Picked up Zach Pascal. He has left. Well, he's got Hopkins on bye, Philip Lindsay on bye, Zach Ertz on bye. He has left old man Larry Fitzgerald on the bench. Brad projected to be the big winner here by nearly 40 points. And then we've got the 1-8. She's got the win. Laundry Samuels Lois Cat. Can she repeat back-to-back weeks? She takes on Jake and his implications. Currently a projected winner by about 5 points here. Cat going with Baker Mayfield, Derrick Henry, and Devin Singletary. Julio Jones back from bye, Tyreek Hill, and then DJ Moore in her flex. Jake has Rivers, obviously McCaffrey, Carson, going with Auden Tate and Devontae Parker. A week in the wide receiver department there. And he's got Eckler playing tonight. T.Y. obviously injured for him. And most of his other guys are on bye. Cat Wentz, the big trade, is on the bench because he's on bye. So Still waiting to see if that works out for you there, Cat. And that's going to bring us to our matchup of the week. The Cooper Cup's Chubb, Josh, against the Established Peak Corners, Nick. A challenge here at the top of the standings. Right now, close matchup. Nick's got Evan Ingram in, which I'm assuming he will change. He was in a walking boot there, Nick. Get on that. But right now, 128 to 117 with Ingram in there. Josh rolling with Josh Allen. Nick Chubb. He's got Melvin Gordon going tonight. And then, of course, the Saints and Rams are back for bye, so he's got Michael Thomas, Cooper Kupp. And yeah, he's got a couple people on bye, so he's playing a strong lineup here tonight, or this week, I should say. Nick going with Stafford, Zeke Elliott, Devin Montgomery, Godwin, Beckham. Like I say, he's probably going to pick up a tight end instead of Ingram, and Dalvin Cook in the flex. He's got Jared Goff on the bench as they're taking. Well, I guess you got two quarterbacks taking on suspect teams. Stafford taking on the Bears, and Goff taking on the Steelers. So we'll see how that plays out for him. But once again, that is your matchup of the week. That was your recap of last week. And yeah. Cheers.